Welcome to Tackle Talk Live, a program full of insight and information related to bass tournaments with a primary focus on Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend. A show dedicated to making you a better bass fisherman with one-on-one interviews with winning anglers. Your host, Kevin Jean, Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, who's no stranger to tournament success. An avid angler who understands how to compete at a high level. Daiwa and Caymas Boats Pro Staffer, Steve Graff, a successful angler in his own right, who continues to pursue tournament-winning stringers. So, get ready to take notes from two knowledgeable anglers here on Tackle Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Tackle Talk Live. I'm Daiwa Caymas Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, bass snatching, frog gigging, the man with the plan down there in Lafayette, Louisiana, Kevin Jean. And Kevin, man, of course, you just got through telling me the trip of your lifetime, you know, and bass fishing. And dude, I'm jealous now. I'm gonna
Steve,
have to go.
we've all heard about it, Gros Savon, and I got an opportunity to go yesterday, and it's the real deal, man.
Yeah.
I had a ball. We caught them however you wanted to catch them, swimming a jig, swimming a worm to a frog. You name it, we caught them on it. We caught lots of them, caught some good size. But, man, it was just a really cool place. You know, hats off to Gros Savon and the guys that they had there with us that took us out, because it was a cool day. I'm not able to fish like I've been able to in the past, and being a buddy of mine, we wanted to go catching, not fishing, and we went catching.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I enjoyed it. If you ever get a chance to go to Gros Savon, you need to take advantage of it.
Exactly. And well, today on today's show, we got a good guest. I don't think we've ever had this young man, Cameron Roane. Roane and Burleigh, Casey Burleigh and him brought in over 30 pounds on Sam Rayburn in the Outlaw Outdoors Team Series. And we're going to have Cameron on, tell us how they did it, what they did, and all the little secrets that maybe they're willing to give up. We're also going to wrap up, Kevin, the Fishers of Men Nationals. Looks like, I think I saw they had 167 show up for that, if I remember right, if I counted right.
I think so, yeah.
And so they had a great turnout. It was a 3-day deal. And so we'll go over all that. We'll have the results of that. Poche, another great turnout for Bert and them. Just a great event. And now the Federation Nation, I don't have anything on that. Do you have anything on that?
I don't. I can try to get it during break.
Okay. I don't have anything on that. I forgot to even actually look that up. But anyway, we've got plenty to go over today. And Kevin,
Steve, is this 30-pound bag the first 30 on Rayburn this year? Did we have a 30 earlier?
You know, that's a good question.
Cole had a 30. No,
was there any? No Toyotas had 30. No Toyota series.
Nick, did Nick have 30 on the final day?
No, I think he had 26.
This might be the first 30-pound bag.
It might be.
Somebody shoot me a text. Clint Wade, if you're watching, I know you know.
Yeah.
Is this the first 30-pound bag on Rayburn this year? We'll have an answer here shortly, I'm sure.
Right.
But, I mean, hey, some good weights in the Outlaw Outdoors. The Texas Team Trail was Saturday. Corey Rambo, Rusty Clark won it.
Yeah,
we've got those results as well.
We got those results.
Great turnout for the Outlaw Outdoors rescheduled tournament on a Sunday after Texas Team Trail had 130, I believe, 132 teams.
Yeah.
So great turnout there. I don't know the turnout on Texas Team Trail. I got the results. Like I said, Clark and Rambo won it. So good weekend. 24 pounds won the Poche. Weights were down a little bit on a tough day. Weights were down on Rayburn on Saturday also. Fishing a little tougher. The cold snap came through, and with the hundreds and hundreds of boats on Toledo Bend,
and
we're weights were down a little bit Saturday.
We're kind of in between moons right now too. That next full moon's, well, I guess it just occurred. I guess it's just now hitting the full moon for the, I guess. This will probably bring in, I would think, the last wave of fish. Wouldn't you think, this moon right here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think after this one, it's going to be mostly postponed.
But I think it's pretty much it's going to be the last stragglers coming up.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Another issue we got going on, Kevin. Another one. I mean, this is not neat. It's a weird story. David Mullins, BASS Pro. I don't even know what to think of this anymore. These polygraph tests that BASS is given, they got issues with either their examiners. Something is wrong, because David Mullins, they go into detail. He was asked 2 questions. Number 1, did you use forward-facing sonar, which it's a non-forward-facing sonar event for this deal. You couldn't use it at all. He didn't even have it on. His was in a lockbox, and they got a seal on the lockbox. So if you break that seal, they'll know you used your forward-facing sonar. His seal was never broken. But that was the first question they felt like was in question that he didn't pass. He's like, he said he laughed. He said, I actually giggled when they asked me the question. He said, I was like, really? Are you going to ask me that? And then the other one was, did you get any information within the 28-day period? He was asked those questions twice, passed both of them the first time. They asked him again. The second time, they're saying, well, now instead of the polygraph, instead of the forward-facing sonar, there's a question on whether you got information during the 28-day period. I'm just like, I would hate to know I had to take a polygraph exam with BASS. I really would. I'd be afraid to take the darn thing.
I got mixed emotions on that. Yes, but I probably should. I probably shouldn't have not going to go there. But I've got mixed feelings on that, Steve. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, where you're coming from with this, and I would be nervous too, just because I'm in the industry, and you don't want, I got high blood pressure. Lord knows if it goes off, during this polygraph. But I get what you're saying. There's a different side of it that I can see too. There's a lot to this. There's a lot to unpack. I'm sure there's going to be more and more to keep coming out about this. But,
and they say it's inconclusive right now. They haven't made a final decision on it, but
and it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes out. You know, they got some issues on their hands, though. I will say that Bass does, that they got to get a handle on, because this is happening way too often.
And then our boy Keith Poche, he got himself in a bind with his lockbox, had issues supposedly getting everything in there and locking it. But why is it only Keith? Nobody else has had issues with it all year. And supposedly Keith is the one that really complained at the beginning of the season when they introduced this thing and how they were going to do it.
Right.
He's the only one that stood up and said, I don't like this. This ain't right. I can't believe this is on. Nobody else said a word, but Keith complained about it. And 2 tournaments in, he didn't have any issues. All of a sudden, his 3rd tournament, he got an issue with his lockbox.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this about the lockbox. There's a screen on there. And once the cables and everything are inside the box, the screen lights up and says, okay. That way, you're good. I didn't know it had that.
I didn't know all that.
And so he couldn't get it to lock out. Well, when his alarm goes off, letting him know your time is almost up, the alarm goes off. And you have so many minutes to get everything undone, put it in the box, and close it. And when you close it, it should say, okay. Well, Keith evidently couldn't get it to close. He calls the tournament director and says, hey, I'm having trouble with this. Well, tournament director wasn't having it. He said, no, Keith, all I know is when that clock hits 0 and you're supposed to have it closed, every minute, because the clock reverses. If it's not closed, when that clock hits 0 on the timer, it reverses and starts counting up how many minutes you've got it on. And well, he ended up losing his whole weight for the day, because I think it was over 15 minutes that he lost everything he had, and he got disqualified for that day. So I don't know.
There's a lot going on. On another positive note, though, we're going to talk about the Sealy event at Lake Gunnersville.
Yes, what a great deal.
So real quick, we'll keep it short. The guy that won the event ended up getting selected to be in the drawing for the free boat. He gets up on stage. I think it comes down to, I might be misquoting this, but I think it comes down to the last two, and he's still in it. And he gives his spot away to an 80-year-old man that hasn't had a new boat, hasn't had, maybe never has had a new boat. I forget what it was.
Wife won't let him get a new boat because he's too old.
Get a new boat because he's 80-something years old. So the kid, he's like 21, gives up his spot on stage to this man. Old man comes up on stage and wins the boat.
Yes.
What an awesome what a really good story. What an awesome story by, a good deed done by a great young man. He just won an $80,000 boat, gave his spot up to win the other boat, and the guy that he gave his spot up to actually won it.
Don't you know Bob Seeley was looking down smiling at that deal?
Yes.
I mean,
so, there is some good things happening in the sport, Steve. We'll
thank
say
goodness.
that.
Lord, we needed something positive. I guarantee you. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, recognize a few of our sponsors. When we return, we're going to have Cameron Roane on, who fished with Casey Burleigh. And again, they brought in over 30 pounds on Sam Rayburn this past weekend. So we'll have him on in just a minute, get all the good details. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. This segment is brought to you by the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, located right there just off I-49 south of Natchitoches, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located in Iowa, Louisiana, home of Camus boats. They've got Vexus. They've got the best of the best in boats right there. And so also Lost Frontier Park, our newest sponsor, just across the Toledo Bend on the Texas side, right there on Carice Creek. And if you're looking for a place to stay, great restaurant, great food, and a great place to stay, check it out, Lost Frontier Park. All right, on the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got part of the team of Burleigh and Roane. We got Cameron Roane on. Cameron, man, congratulations to both you and Casey, man. Job well done. And as we've kind of already figured out, it's not the first 30-pound bag, but hey, it's one of those rare 30-pound bags that they haven't been that plentiful this year on Rayburn, have they?
No, they haven't. That's that was kind of surprising for us.
Cameron, man, I'm glad to have you on. Glad we get to hear your side of the story. We've heard y'all have won several tournaments, you and Casey Burleigh. We've heard Burleigh's side a couple of times.
Yeah.
Glad we were able to get you on and kind of get maybe some more truth off of your side from instead of from Casey Burleigh.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
But man, so second win for you. You won the Fishers of Men about 3 weeks ago over there on Sam Rayburn. So you've been on some good fish. Going into this event, first of all, did you fish TTT Saturday?
We did fish Texas Team Trail on Saturday.
How'd that go?
It wasn't great. You know, I've been on them, but the wind really, I think it blew the fish out, blew the bait out. So I think we had almost 16 pounds, which, I mean, obviously not what we wanted, but we knew that if the weather was right, that this was going to happen. We knew it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I got you.
The wind was brutal on Saturday. I was on Lake of the Pines, and it was a different day versus Sunday, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was totally different.
Yes.
So we kind of were looking at the forecast, and we're like, well, I don't think we're going to be able to get after them on Saturday. So let's jump in Outlaw and see if because the weather looks right, we might be able to crack them.
Yeah. So so you won Fishers of Men about 3 weeks ago. You jump into yesterday. Are you on the same pattern, the same type of fish, same structure, whatever it might be, as you was for the Fishers of Men that you won?
Same exact pattern, same spot.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Same spot.
interesting.
So I'm assuming you fished that spot Saturday.
Yeah, we tried, but
Just couldn't get on it. It was okay. I got you. It was blown out and everything.
Yeah.
So
couldn't make it happen.
So take us through Sunday. Saturday didn't go as planned. You're getting ready to take off and go out and hit Sunday. Kind of what's going through your mind. Might have to change things up possibly. Kind of what's going through your mind. Kind of take us through the day.
Yeah, so we kind of going into it, we kind of figured that, you know, after Saturday, this good spot was probably blown out still. Like we figured it was still not going to be any good. So we fished a little shad spawn, like mid-lake area. And we just kind of worked our way up north, and the shad spawn didn't really work out for us. It was blown out too. We just kind of started running north and just hitting anything we knew, and caught it like a 3.5 and some small ones, nothing good. And kind of got to the spot a little too late. We finally got up there, and I think it was 9 o'clock. And within 15 minutes, we had 2 9s and a 7.
Wow. Holy cow. Now, I assume are we dragging or are we scoping? What are we doing here?
Well,
there was no scope because it was outlaw, but just
Steve, you can't
always
get him in trouble, Steve.
No, we had the graph unplugged and everything. So no, we were throwing a big crankbait. That's pretty much. If I'm not scoping, I'm throwing a big crankbait.
I'm fixing to say, I could have bet when these two win on Rayburn, I could have bet a lot of money that crankbait was the bait of choice. A lot of money.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, we drag a Carolina rig, but it never produces the big bites.
Yeah.
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 How deep how deep are we talking here?
I want to say like 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So a 9 9 and a 7 when you first pull up, like it was, so you thinking you might have been a little late.
Yeah, I think we were a little late. I think that probably a little earlier probably would have been north of 31, but I'm not mad about it. It worked out.
Yeah.
So I can save them for the next tournament, you know?
Yeah.
So you got 3 for 25. Do we stay there and catch our next 2 to get up to 30, or do you already have those?
No, we had one. I think we had one in there that was about 3.8, and then
Gotcha.
we went and after that we kind of fished a little bit more and didn't have any luck. But we already knew we had, you know, right at 30, so we kind of just left them alone. And we went and run some other spots and picked up like a 3.5 maybe, and then we kind of knew we had over 30 for sure.
Cameron,
Gotcha.
when you know, with the low water situation this year on Rayburn, has it changed how you normally would approach Sam Rayburn this year?
No, not really. I mean, I've always been a deep fisherman, so I mean that's all I do. But I mean, yeah, I mean I'm looking at, you're looking at stuff that you've never looked at before because the lake's 10 foot low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
you're exploring new
you're
areas.
fishing a
I
new
guess.
lake almost.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
really are.
Your spots, the spots that I had a couple of years ago that they're out of the water now.
Yeah. Cameron, I want to pick you a little bit on this spot, and don't give up anything that you don't need to. But to catch them like this on a deep spot, and you said you caught them there back on March 7th when you won the Fishers of Men. Is this a transition area? They're coming and going from a spawning pocket. Kind of lay out what you can without giving up too much about the area.
Yeah, I mean we've caught pre-spawners and post-spawners there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean they're definitely in and out. I guess both stages, the pre-spawners and post-spawners coming in and out.
Yeah.
And what stage right now? Go ahead, Cameron. Go ahead.
I can't say for sure, but I had in the picture I had a 7-pounder in my hand, and she had some sores on her, so she might have just finished fanning up there. And then Casey had one that had a pretty big belly. She was the 9.4, and she might have been pre-spawn. I really don't know, but I honestly, I put them in the live well so fast and get back up there. I don't take time to look at them.
Yeah.
On a crankbait bite, it goes down fast. You got to make it happen while you can.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm netting it. I'm getting his fish out. He's throwing my rod, and we're just as fast as you can get it in there.
Well, this full moon we got coming in right now, Cameron, over the next 2 or 3 days. Where's the lake at with the spawn on Rayburn? Is it pretty much 80% done, 50% done? Where are we at?
I'm going to say it's heavily done. I mean, not all the way done, but I think the majority is done. I think with it being so low, I don't think they're really even bedding. I'm afraid they're just going up there and dumping their eggs, and they don't have anywhere to bed, and they just roll back out.
Oh, really?
Now, I'm not a specialist, but I just don't think they have anything to hold to. I mean, there's nothing but dirt.
To catch fish like you have caught them out deep, the month of March is rare.
Yes,
in 20 foot of water.
Rare.
So I feel like you're very correct on this, saying that they're going up and doing what they need to do, and they're getting the heck out of there because they have nowhere to stay. So they're running back out. It's going to be catch them deep, I feel like, on Rayburn, as you already are, a lot earlier this year. If we don't get some water. Now, if we get some water and some rain, they're going to run back up there to that fresh vegetation. But,
I
just don't see that coming. I mean, look, I know you and Casey fish deep year round, and I know y'all have caught them in February, March out deep. But do you feel like there's more out there now than they have been in the past?
Oh, absolutely. A win in March, 2 wins in March was not on my bingo card.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I fish deep, and I pretty much March has always just been a goose egg for me.
Yeah.
But this year with the lake being low, I just have to think that they didn't get a spawn, and they just got out of there as fast as they could. They have no structure.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we all know that they have to be around something.
Cameron, your thoughts on when the lake does come back up with, I mean, it's been down for a while. There's so much new vegetation now. This place ought to be absolutely insane when that water gets back up.
But when's it coming up, Steve?
Well, we got a big rain starting on Thursday and another big rain coming in on Saturday. I'm hoping that's the start of some rain, consistent rain, where the lake gets to jump back up a little bit.
I think that it's going to be, I'm excited for it to come up for, not too much. I don't want to.
You just want to get everybody off the deep water, and you want everybody to go shallow.
Yeah, exactly.
We know the plan.
People to be in the. But no, I think that I can't wait to see the grass come back. After this drought.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, I like to fish deep, but I'm also I'll throw some stuff up shallow and maybe be able to pick off a good one here and there.
Has there been new grass beds pop up, with the water being low, or some new grass beds developing right now?
most of the time, if I see like dirt, I know I'm too shallow. I haven't even been looking. I just know that they're out deep right now, and so that's where I'm sticking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if there was grass up shallow, like that I knew of, I'd probably go look, but I don't know of any personally.
Right.
And if you do have some kind of grass, you're going to have 30 boats on it.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. A 10-yard stretch of grass will have 30 boats on it.
Yeah.
Cameron, Saturday, when we know Sunday worked out because you hit your spot. Saturday, you couldn't get on it. It wasn't there. How did y'all catch the 16 pounds on Saturday?
We caught them there, but
okay.
They I caught like maybe like a 4-pounder and a couple. I think I caught 2 4s actually, and then after that we kind of had to go scramble. But whenever I pulled up and fished them in, it was just kind of electric. Like so, I knew they weren't really there. It'd blown them out.
Cameron, you and Casey, if y'all fished together for quite a while now. What would you say is y'all's strength? Because y'all have had a lot of success.
I would say, obviously out deep, but I'm not going to say that we're no Riley Harris scopers. We're not that good. we can scope. We can catch some good fish on scope, but I think our strength is being able to find those schools. Like Casey's found a few schools in the past years where he's catching 30 pounds, and that's the key for me. The only way I can beat these really good guys is to find one spot that's got them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So big cranks, and then if we're scoping, everybody's throwing minnows, but minnows and A-rigs, your typical stuff.
Yeah. Have you tried the fuzzy dice baits? Any of those kind of, those tentacle baits?
I think I tried it for about 30 minutes and I gave up. I don't know.
It didn't last long.
I'm just not a fan. There's guys that are catching them on it, but I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Cameron, crankbait, 6XD, 10XD, what you throwing already?
So I would compare this to a 500 DD. It's not a 6 cents and it's not a Strike King.
Okay. All right, but comparable to a 500 DD. Okay.
It's comparable to a 500. It's got a narrow bill on it and it goes about 25 foot.
Yeah.
Man, that's just crazy. We're in March and you're talking about throwing something like that.
Yeah.
Normally, Cameron, when would you be throwing this kind of bait if it was normal water level?
December, January, February, and then it probably all the way out to April. Like
I think say
usually
end of
April is when I start. So me and Casey won a Trey Buford a couple years ago in April. It was April 1st, and they were already out in 25 foot on Toledo.
Now that year. Wasn't that the year we had the really early spawn?
I can't remember. I'm going to say it was 3 years ago. It might have been.
Well, it might not have been. We had an early spawn on Toledo one year that I remember catching them out deep, like the end of March. It's kind of like, and it might have been the water being low, but it was like they ran up there, did their deal, and they turned around, came out. Maybe they were pulling too, and that kind of caused them to get out there. I remember what you're talking about because I remember.
I remember wearing shorts in January.
I want to say it was the poche that I caught them out deep in the poche that year. I think might have been.
I remember specifically that year that I went and checked our spots the day before the tournament, and there wasn't much on them. And then overnight they showed up. I don't know how. So maybe you're right. It was just like a super fast deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that year you're talking about because I remember catching them out there. So Cameron, what you got coming up?
I think there's a Fishers of Men on Toledo. We'll fish that, and then probably I don't think there's a lot on Rayburn this April except for Big Bass Flash, and I don't even think I'm going to do that. I might go to Texoma and practice for Team Trail and try to get something.
So are y'all fishing that whole Team Trail? I mean, the Texas Team Trail circuit?
Yeah, I think so.
And the Outlaw too, or?
Yeah, we'll probably fish the rest of the Outlaws. We fished the first one. The first one was in January, and I was trying to get on that spot, and the wind blew 30, and I couldn't do it.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Texoma, Cameron, because I fished over there quite a bit. And what is your approach? What is y'all's approach on Texoma? Obviously, it's a big rocky bank. I know it's crankbait type lake. What is y'all's main approach on going to Texoma?
I think the best approach is to get away from the trash fish. I think that's the ticket.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, your typical rocky banks and points. And
do y'all zero in on smallmouth, or do you try to do a mixed bag, or you try to stay with the large? What are you looking for?
So I fished that team trail. Was it last year with Steven? And we had almost 18 pounds. That was the first time I ever fished there. Yeah. And we got 4th or 5th. And it was a mixed bag. It was 4 smallmouth.
Most of those I saw is been a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 4 smallmouth and 1 largemouth. And that was my first time to ever catch a smallmouth, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I like Texoma. I've done well there. I just enjoy the lake. I enjoy fishing it. It kind of fits what I like to do. And
I enjoy putting my eyes on a new piece of water, but it's intimidating to.
I was fixing to say it can be fun. Texoma can be fun, but gosh, it can be brutal too.
Dude, it can be brutal.
It can be brutal.
a little bit of wind there goes a long way.
I have been there when I have begged to go to Red River. I mean, it's just been brutal.
I begged to go to the bank before.
We went there, and our practice day, the day before team trail, I lost 1 tiny smallmouth at the boat. That's all we hooked all day. And the day of the tournament, went back to that spot and caught almost 18 or 19 pounds. I don't know how or why. Yeah. But
it makes no sense. I mean, and it makes that was my whole reaction when you said Texoma. I was like thumbs down, because that lake, man, it gets the best of me every time, and it is tough fishing, can be brutally tough, and then all of a sudden snap your finger and it just the whole lake, no matter what you're doing, just turns on.
Yep.
I can imagine myself going there and not catching a fish for a whole day. I can see
it. Now, Cameron, let me clue you in. There was January about 4 years ago. I was at Texoma. It was colder than rip. It was probably in the upper 20s for 5 straight days. And I was there for 5 days in a row. Did not get a bite for 4 of those 5 days. It was that bad.
Oh my.
One guy in our party weighed 1 fish on day 2 and almost got a check. That's how bad it was. It was like 100 anglers in that event. And I'm telling you, I bet you only 25 weighed a fish. It was that bad.
Wow.
It was the worst I'd ever seen, Texoma. And but
that does not sound like fun.
No, it wasn't fun at all.
Well, Cameron, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. Glad we was able to get you on the show this time around and get your side of the story compared to Casey Burleigh's. And man, I look forward to possibly having you on again in the future.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Good luck the rest of the year, Cameron.
Yes, sir. Bye, guys.
All right. Hey, you did a good job. Cameron did a good job, Kev.
He did.
He was informative and gave some good detail. And so
that I was wondering, Steve, because I knew he won the Fishers of Men back March 7th, and to hear that it's the same spot, I was wondering if it was.
Yeah.
Or if it was a technique, and to hear it's the same spot, that's
I was surprised to hear the depth that he's catching them. That kind of surprised me too. I was
thinking nowhere else to hold, Steve.
Yeah, I was thinking 12 to 13 feet maybe in that range. No, he's a lot deeper than that, and that surprised me.
And real quick, I want to clarify. We said this was the first 30-pound bag. I'm thinking on Rayburn. I was thinking of all the team tournaments and everything. We can't forget about our boy Pake South winning the Open there and catching the bags that he caught that week. So. But I was just thinking of the team show, the Outlaws and everything else that had been there.
Right.
So I want to clarify that. Yes, we know Pate won with the Opens and had some over. So,
all right, we're going to take another quick break. Still to come, we got the results from the Triple T, Outlaw Outdoors, Fishers of Men Nationals, and the Dylan Kyle Poche tournament on Toledo Bend. We also got lake level reports, and upcoming tournaments. We'll be right back. You're watching Tackle Talk Live.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
And welcome back. Once again, this is our final segment for today. This segment is presented by the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches. I don't care what you need. If you need auto, home, health, boat, RV, motorcycle, whatever you got, you need insurance for, these guys at the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches can help you. 2 locations, one in Nacogdoches and one in Broadus, right there close to Sam Rayburn. Also, Toledo Health Clinic. You know, something happens on the lake, you're tubing, you're skiing, you break a leg, break an arm, get a hook in your hand, and just aren't feeling well. Hey, Toledo Health Clinic will fix you up. Cypress Outdoors, located just south of Natchitoches, just off I-49 exit 127. Got a great selection of Bobby Garland jigs, everything a bass angler could ever want as far as soft plastics. Even got sand tone spinner baits, swim jigs. They got the whole line of Zoom, V&M. They got everything a bass angler could ever want. Also, Shimano. Kevin can tell you a lot more about Shimano. Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. And if you walk in the door and you're looking for a Vexus or you're looking for a Camus, whichever one you're looking or Skeeter, Kevin, if you say, hey, I watch Tackle Talk Live, what are they going to do for you?
Steve, you get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat, or you get $50 off your service ticket just by telling them you heard about them on Tackle Talk Live. Just mention Tackle Talk Live, and you're going to save $500 or $50.
Exactly. Also, Lost Frontier Park, now under new management, or the original management with Chase Collins and his family. If you're looking for a great place to get away, look no further. Lost Frontier Park, right there on the shores of Toledo Bend, on the Texas side, right there on the Crease Creek. After you cross the big bridge and you cross the second little bridge on Crease Creek, it's right there on your right. Amenities include RV park, huge swimming pool, cabins, great restaurant, lakeside beach with bungalows, along with free 3-boat launch ramp. There's so much more. Make plans now for your next getaway. Reservations, you can call 409-404-9972. That's 409-404-9972. Lost Frontier Park, right there on Crease Creek on the Texas side of Toledo Bend. All right, Kev. Let's start out here with let's see. Well, I got Triple T on here.
Okay, Triple T.
Rambo and Clark, no strangers to the winner's circle with these 2 guys. They came in with 26.8 to win this event. Howe and Wadsworth, they came in with 25.15 for second. Fogel and Reynolds, they had 24.7. Bridges and Hilton, they had 24.5. Marshall and Rose came in 5th with 23.13. 6th was Reddington and Reddington. They had 21.13. Frankens and Campbell, Wyatt and his partner, they had 21.12. Cameron and Tracy, they came in with 21.7. Meyer and Matsubu, Ben Matsubu and his partner came in with 21.1. And Cole and Spiller, they came in with 20.9 to round out the top 10. So took over 20 pounds to make top 10, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good day, Steve.
It really was.
That kind of shocked me, those weights on Saturday, especially when they were so low on Toledo.
Yep.
On Saturday.
All right. So let's see, Kev, you've got what we got
I got
next?
Poche here.
You got Poche. Go ahead and get Poche.
First place was Landon Despino and Ashton Eckermeyer. Had $24.95. They won $18,000. Second place was Perry Norfolk and Christopher Coco. Had $22.29 for $6,000. Third place Creed David, Hunter David had 20.49. Fourth place Robert England, Nicholas England had 1986. Fifth place Cole Stewart, Jim Franklin had 1944. Looking all the way down to 10th place was 1758. Steve, the last check, 36th place was 13.67. So it took 13.67 to get a check, and I believe he did another 30 or so places with prizes.
Oh, really?
And 200. How many boats they have? Two. Hold on.
I never did actually hear what the total number was.
I did. I had it, but I'll get it here. It was 200 and something.
While he's looking that up, here's the Berkeley Team Series National Championship for Fishers of Men results. They had 167 teams. Top 33 fished on the final day. Caden Muck and Case Sutherland, they won this event. They came in, let's see, day one, they had 24.64, 22.86 on day two, and 29.46, almost a 30-pound bag on day three to come in with 76.95 to win this event. Scooter, I guess that's Lagon. He fished by himself. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Is that no?
Which one are you on?
The Fishers of Men.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like he's fishing by himself. He came in with 73.99. So basically a little less than a 3-pound difference between first and second. Hayden Marshall, Tanner French, they were third with 71.06. Fourth was Alan Johnson, Lake Johnson. They came in with 66.74. So a little bit of a drop off there. Benji Gillette, Dustin Rivers, no strangers to this type of finish in these events. They've been in winning circle several times. They came in with 60.59. Jimmy Sheehy and Joshua Dickens, they came in with 58.25. Tater Reynolds and George Jean Jr., you know George have fished together, Kev. They came in with 55.93. And let's see here. Dustin Bishop, Eldon Newcomb, they came in with 53.18. Coming in ninth was Thomas McMillan, Todd Wolf with 52.56. And rounding out the top 10, Lavon White and Zachary White, they had 52.07. So to finish out the top 10 for that event. And so congratulations. I think the tournament went off without a hitch. I think everything went really smooth for that event. And again, other than Saturday, I'm sure the wind hampered a lot of guys on day two, because that's when the wind howled. And
that's why I didn't see Benji and Dusty's name on the Poche tournament. They're fishing the Fisherman National Championship.
Oh, okay.
That's why we didn't see it on there. Outlaw Outdoors on Sunday, Steve. This is the makeup tournament for the first one of the year. 132 boats. Good turnout for a makeup tournament, especially on a Sunday following the TTT. First place, Cameron Roane, Casey Burleigh had 31.08. Second place, Sammy Christian and Moses Rubio had 25.54. Third place, Christopher Stevens, Thomas Winslow had 24.89. Fourth place, Richie Thornton and Travis Moore had 20.62. And fifth place was Sean Mercer and Lane Mercer of 1913. Went on down to pay 22 places. 22nd place was 1612. So it took 1612 to get a check on Sunday, Steve. So
that ain't a bad bag at all.
Rayburn Saturday and Sunday stepped up this weekend.
Yeah, it really did.
I guess we badmouthed it a little bit too much last weekend.
Yeah, I heard we were talking about it.
And Toledo did not. So
no. And just to give you an idea of kind of what's coming up, a lot going on in April. April's a pretty full month. April 3rd through the 5th, the Bassmaster Open is headed for Norfolk, Lake Arkansas, up there in northern Arkansas. I think that's where they were at last year, Kevin. The flood came And I think it ran them out of there. I mean, they literally had to cancel the tournament. And a friend of mine was fishing that. He said, I've never seen water like that in my life. They almost got trapped at their cabin because the spot that was a low place they had to go through to get to the ramp, and they almost couldn't get out. I mean, it was that bad. It was really bad. April 11th, Fishers of Men, Texas East. They're going to be on Toledo Bend. Now, is this a new deal? The Richard PCI tournament. Is that Richard or is it Richard PCI tournament? It's on Rayburn, April the 11th. And is that Outlaw Outdoors putting that on?
I'll look real quick. But
I think it is. Sealy comes back to Sam Rayburn to kick off their little area swing here, April 17th, 18th, and 19th on Sam Rayburn. Of course, all that's taking place right there.
Yeah, Outlaw's putting the Richard EPC on.
Okay. Yeah, Humphrey Pavilion will be the host, of course, for the Sealy Outdoors deal. April 16th to the 18th, Bassmaster Open is headed for the Tombigbee River. They just had a tournament there on Tombigbee, and I'm telling you right now, I've been there twice, Kevin. I did very well. I made a top 10 there, and I was top 20 there. I'm telling you right now, that's a mud hole. Tombigbee River is a mud hole. And but anyhow, if you're one of the guys going to the Bassmaster Open there, get ready. It's a shallow water body of water, and you're gonna have to catch them because there's some good fish that was caught there this past week. Was that MLF? No, that
Elite
was
Series
DAS.
was there.
You do what?
The Elite Series was there.
The Elite Series was there. Yeah. So, but anyway, all right, Kevin, what you got from the 18th on?
Oh, well, let me pull back up here. So April 18th is Fishers of Men, Northeast Texas. That's Lake of the Pines. April 25th, the weekend after the Sealy, is the Outlaw Team Series number 3 going on right there on Sam Rayburn. Not much else on. I was looking at some of the Sam Rayburn calendars. The 25th Outlaw Team Series, and the next weekend is April. Is May. Right. So, Steve, the Elite 8 is that first weekend in May as well. So don't forget about that one. The Elite 8 that's coming up, Louisiana. Shoot, why do I always forget the name of their deal? I'll pull it up real quick. Let me look at it here, Steve.
And also coming up, and those of you that follow the MPFL, they're going to be in our region. They don't come down here very much, but they're going to be fairly close in Texarkana at Lake Wright-Patman. And I just hope that sucker fishes better than it did the last time I was there, because Wright-Patman used to be a tough place to catch fish. But from what I'm hearing about Wright-Patman, it's gotten a lot better. So I'm sure the MPFL did their homework. Of course, we all know it's not always about the quality of the fishery as much as it is the town putting up the money to bring them in. So, but hopefully they'll have a good tournament on Wright-Patman.
And Steve, I don't know why I can't ever think of the Southern Bass Club Association. We had Shad Roberts on.
Yeah, right.
The guys doing this at the Elite 8 tournament on Toledo Bend for all the bass clubs in Louisiana. Again, guys, you need to check that one out. SouthernBassClubAssociation.com to get entered. You need to get entered very quickly. The tournament is coming up on Toledo Bend. If you can, I'm pretty sure you can still register, but you need to check that one out. It's a cool tournament. It's the old top 6 style tournament, but it's with 8 anglers this round. So
right. Real quick, I'll do the real quick summary of the lake levels. Toledo Bend is still 3.27 feet low. Now, again, I watched the weather this morning. Major storms coming in Thursday and major rain coming in on Saturday. So I'm hoping this time next week, everything is going to be on the rise. They're talking 2 to 3 inches of rain in our region. So it's not going to fill them up, but it's going to help kind of get things going in the right direction. And hopefully we'll start having some more consistent rainfall to kind of get them back up. And so Sam Rayburn's at still 8.22 feet low. Lake of the Pines is 2.21 feet low. The reason why I differ with that, of course, I've been there a lot. And from what I'm hearing, there's winter pool and there's summer pool. There's 2 different pools. Well, I can tell you now, there's no water on a cypress tree anywhere around that lake. And normally there's water on them at least a foot. So I think it's closer to 4 foot low right now instead of 2.2. So I think it's 2.2 below winter pool, but not below summer pool. I think it's a lot further down than that. Lake Fork is at 3.03 feet low. and right now on Forks. So again, and the reason why I would give you these, just be careful. A lot of the area lakes, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's even places on Lake of the Pines that I had no clue what I was running over for the last 3 or 4 years over there until the lake's gone way down. And now I don't know if I'll ever run across some of those spots ever again, because there's some wood out there on Lake of the Pines that I never would have dreamt was there. But anyway, so be careful if you're going out there. Wear your life jacket, guys. You know, one thing, Kevin, I wish all circuits would do. I know that I'm so used to wearing my life jacket because every circuit I've been fishing for the last 10 years, you got to wear it in practice. You got to wear it on tournament day. So just get in the habit of wearing it, y'all, and put it on. And, you know, if you're one of those guys who want to take it off when you're fishing, that's fine. But when you crank that big motor, make sure that life jacket is on. And I'm also seeing a lot of kids out there that may not be tournament day for high schoolers, but some of them aren't wearing their life jackets. And I'm like, no, train them early, y'all. Train them early to wear those life jackets. It's important. And the last thing you want is somebody getting falling out of a boat and have a drowning unnecessarily, all because they didn't wear a life jacket. So come on, y'all. We got to be smarter than that. Kevin, you got a Shimano product?
Steve, one I do want to talk about is the Jackal Kyara frog. Guys, it's that time of year. It is frog season, and I threw a Jackal Kyara frog yesterday and whacked them on it. It is a great frog that you guys need to be trying out. Really good hookup ratio. It's a good body. It has a good walk to it. If you have never tried or fished with a Jackal Kyara frog, you need to give it a try. Just take my word of advice here on that. It will flat out catch them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. There you go. All right, Kevin, you got anything else?
I think that does it for this week, Steve.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning us in. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, however way you watch your podcasts. We'd love to have you tune us in. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, all you got to do is message us on our Facebook page, and Kevin will get a detailed packet out to you as soon as possible. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.